A young girl travels through a post-apocalyptic, war-torn city, caretaking a mysterious egg. She meets a young man who joins her on her travels, and they explore the city, discovering what remains of this gothic, technologically advanced world. The best way I can describe Angel's Egg is this. It is a beautiful nightmare. It is haunting, yet peaceful. It's graceful, yet gritty. The entire picture looms over the audience as a fever dream, yet it's one that's not exactly unpleasant. This type of film seems to be the basis for the kind of projects Mamoru Oshii wanted to do throughout his career, especially in the case of Ghost in the Shell. So how does one critique Angel's Egg? A piece that is so completely experimental that even the creator had no clear definition on what it was about. So, I want to discuss this film on its own merits. Is it pretty? Absolutely. The environments are amazingly designed, and the world is chock full of memorable pieces and enough Christianity references to make Neon Genesis Evangelion red in the face. Can the story be followed? In a sense, yes. If you look at the story as a young girl roaming around an empty city while she protects an egg, then you'll be able to understand it. Personally, I found myself sympathizing with this girl, who slowly became more and more broken by this responsibility, even though we have no idea why she's doing it in the first place. This, along with utilizing Noah's Ark as a narrative centerpiece, the whole story seems to have a theme of incubation and traveling caretaking. So, on the front of story and presentation, the film works fantastically, transcending its own experimental nature to create something that can be enjoyed on a stylistic and substantial level, at least on face value. The issue here is that anyone who watches this movie is going to expect more. Why shouldn't they? When a viewer is taken to another world, they often have questions like, what happened here? Why are the characters doing this? What does any of this mean long term? These are all perfectly legitimate questions, all of which I find myself asking, hoping to find out some of the answers to these questions, only to be disappointed. However, you never get the sense this was because the creators didn't care, because watching this, you see that they cared about this quite a lot. For the pros, it goes without saying how truly breathtaking the whole experience is. There's nothing really like Angel's Egg in terms of style and narrative. You find yourself growing more and more attached to the girl. In spite of knowing little to nothing about her, when she is stricken with tragedy, you actually feel her pain. And in spite of the cerebral attitude, it doesn't ask much from the audience. More than anything, the film is more like an experience of walking through an art exhibit, seeing the collection of works from an artist who made all these pieces with a theme in mind. Nothing more needs to be done on the audience's part other than to observe. For the cons, the fact that even Mamoru Oshii didn't have a plan with the story can frustrate a viewer trying to follow this OVA. It's hard to ask someone to be invested in something that not even a creator truly understands. Recommended watch? Yes, but with a few conditions. This is not a fun anime to watch. It isn't meant to be. You can't get Angel's Egg because there's nothing to get. It's a purely experimental project whose sole purpose is to show the capabilities of animation at the time. When you go into the film knowing that, you'll have a much better experience, because you won't frustrate yourself thinking you aren't smart enough to understand, or the film is so arrogant as to make you think you don't understand. It's a melancholic masterpiece that needs to be experienced at least once. Angel's Egg is not currently licensed, but you can find movies and series like it, such as Ghost in the Shell or Dallos, at rightstuff.com, Discotech Media, and Funimation.com. Stay classic.